Hey everyone, Kuro Fry here, and we are going to be taking a first glimpse here to Boppio. Came out recently here on Steam, and if you like Factorio or Satisfactory, it's very similar to those games where you create your own foundation here where your miners are set up to gather resources sent to furnaces to refine them, and then to factories to produce materials that you need to progress further in the game. As you can see here on latest news, they actually enabled multiplayer, so you can actually create your own servers to play with people on the game. Now, on top of that, I do want to say it is currently in alpha, so expect to see some things here and there that might need some fine tuning and stuff. Other than that, let's go ahead and jump on into the game and see what it's all about. So we'll go ahead and name our game good old Kuro Fry right here. And we'll go ahead and check the preview. Preview actually will show you here a layout of the map you're going to be playing on. So, this map's kind of, I'm just going to throw it out there, just a tad bit of a challenge. So just a couple random spots right here, just very low resources. So let's just go ahead and randomize that a few times, because you start off pretty much in the middle of this map, and as you can see, a whole lot of nothing. Oh, that ain't bad. Not terrible, not the best, but it ain't bad. And you know what, let's just go ahead and see what happens when we max those out and randomize it. So the starting area, this information here is not really descriptive on what's around you. I wish they would just add that in there to explain what's going on. But overall here, like I said, I'm just doing this so we can get a nice decent resources around us so we can jump in and be able to enjoy what we can see. So let's go ahead and play on this one. The resources are pretty close. I don't like how some of them are overlapping, because once they're overlapped like that, it actually does prevent you from farming other resources. For example, right here, it is primarily taken over by the copper, which I don't mind one bit. I like the copper, because stone, I haven't been able to figure out much in regards to that besides just building furnaces. So we'll go down over here, clear a couple of these trees, and get a nice little area set up for us. Now I do want to say the start of this game is just straight up grinding. I hate to say it, but most games like this is grind at the start to be able to do what you want later. Alright. Seriously, what is up with this guy's axe? Watch. It's like size U-bar, and he is swinging it like crazy. Alright. So, we got our primary resources right here, which is our coal and our iron. The copper's over here in this direction. So we are decently okay. So if you go ahead into your inventory here, it shows you everything that you can build. Now, I'll go ahead and say this building right here is your central hub, which allows you to be able to research and increase further in your tech trees. This is also your very first power generator on the game. So you might want to hold off on building it straight out the gate and just go ahead and set up a couple things like this right here. Go ahead and gather some resources to get these started up. There we go, there we go, there we go. Open this up, and we'll just toss 3 in here and 3 in here. Now I do want to come over here and drop 2 more over here like so. Actually, I need to gather a little bit more resources here. This is what I mean by at the start it's kind of grindy and rough. You actually have to gather a little bit of resources so you can craft additional stuff right here. There we go. I do want to start with 2 and 2. Makes things a little bit easier. I wish that copper was a little bit closer, but it's okay. For right now, at least. We'll go ahead and toss down 2 furnaces right here in the middle. Actually, we just need 1. There we go. So, since we do have a little bit of resources gathered, let's go ahead and pick that up. And put 5 in each one of these. And then over here, put 5 in each one of these. And boom, we got our first little setup right here. We got our coal and iron being farmed. Now, our only problem is we're not getting any of these ingots, which we desperately need. Split that. Boom. Now, down here, you got your 3 options of automatically takes what's available, copper, iron. Since this is by the iron location, we're just going to take the iron that's available. And this is where the grindy part begins. Oh, the good old grind of gathering resources non-stop, just to be able to craft some things. Alright. So we have a little bit of resources over here that we can come over here and drop 2 more miners for the good old copper we need. And because the way it's set up right now, we'll just go ahead and drop 1 furnace right there. Unfortunately, I can't use it right now because I am out of coal. Let's see, we got 3, 4, 2, 2. Our next step obviously is we're going to need to add more miners in. Because the coal is the most important thing going on right now. And without these, we will not be able to do anything else. And we'll set that up for copper. And there we go. We got our copper lines going on. Grab those. Load it up again. Grab these. And restock these. Alright, we can place 3 more of these bad boys. And we are moving along, moving along. And we're out of fuel up here. But have no fear, we have enough coal now. Of course, gotta restock all these, because if I don't, things will end bad. Oh, so bad. Okay, so now that we have all this being done, I'll go ahead and say that we should be able to move on to our next category of crafting, let's go ahead and take our habitat and set it right here in the middle. And from here we can pull up our crafting menu. Now the crafting menu, you actually start off on the bottom here, which is that, and start. And because it requires this and this, boom, we are now crafting stuff called the transportation tube. And we are done with the research. Now, I hate to say it, the transportation tube requires copper. So what this means is we can do that to there, like so, to here. I cannot afford this tube. I call blasphemy. How about now? There. To here. So basically, our problem we're running into right now is we do not have enough copper. There. So as you can see here, coal is now being sent to this bad boy to everywhere else. And from there we can actually, and hopefully, oh no, we don't have enough. And we are out of coal over there. So let's go ahead and pull this up. And there. We should be able to go ahead and comfortably set that up. And bada bing, bada boom. So all of our furnaces now are set up. We got that one doing iron, that one doing copper over there. We got coal being able to transport around, so we're good there. Go ahead and dump in all of our coal in here. If any more needs to be used, actually should be able to pull from this to the locations we need. But we'll see. So next thing we get to make is our automated assembly. So that actually requires us to have to craft our own copper right now, or copper wire. So it's part of the old grindy portion of the game. We got our good old furnaces made here, and I need to gather some more because I want to expand on our furnace processing. Can I get some? There we go. So as you can see, I'm going to do a little bit of expanding on our furnaces right here. The primary reason for that is because I want to have some extra copper just floating around and be able to use. Because once again, all of these tubes require us to use copper. So there we go, we got enough of that. Drop these off here. Also want to make 2 more for this one. Gotta get all lined up right there. And then we go ahead and connect all these. Actually, before we do that, we need to make sure we select the appropriate supplies for them. Because otherwise, if we connect them and don't say, hey, this is for copper, or hey, this is for iron, then they will just, unfortunately, just randomly throw whatever's available into them at start. Okay. So everything's going smooth. We're getting iron, we're getting copper. We need to go ahead and expand our miners. And from there, we'll continue on. because we want to make sure we have enough resources to build what we need to build. And we also don't want to run into the problem of running out of materials. These are actually finite mining locations. So we have to make sure, one, we have everything built or connected, and then two, we actually have enough resources, because like I said, these are finite, they will drain, and once they're drained, we have to find additional resources where we have to actually go into battle to claim them. So this is not your, this is similar to Factorio and Satisfactory in regards you have a little bit of combat system going on where you attack like this and you can actually dodge around. In the direction you're facing, you'll dodge in that direction or advance faster. So the game's actually has a little bit of difficulty to it. Alright, so let's go ahead and work on our next set, which requires us to make these copper wires. Luckily I can make 20 on hand, so let's go ahead and add a couple of these in. Other than that, pretty soon we will be through the grindy portion of the game, which I'm excited about, because all this here is just rough. You gotta hold mouse on the crafting, you gotta wait and then wait and then wait while everything else is moving smoothly. Okay, so let's go ahead and take care of these, and then from there we can actually build our assembly over here, straight off of this building right here, because this is actually our centralized location, meaning everything is transferring here. As you can see, the tubes are simplified, so parts items can be transferred through the tubes, that you don't have to make multiple tubes. So all you need to do is just have that one, and then let's go ahead and set it up over here. The reason why I want to set it up close is because the problem is you actually have to have these things powered. There we go. What am I missing now? I need 4 iron plates. Luckily I have enough iron ingots on hand. I did have enough copper wire on hand to be able to make additional logistic boards. So there we go. Now this is where the wood comes into play. You can actually take that like so and bam it right here, like so. And these are all powered up now. You see how the grain's going and they're showing that they're powered. That's awesome. And now let's do our shady stuff where we take this, connect it to here, run it over here to here to here. We got our logistics, we got our wire, and we got our plates. And from here you'll see all kinds of supplies coming through. As you can see, it does take a little bit of time for them to come through, one at a time as usual, and you'll get to see some goodies going back and forth here. So our next thing we want to research though is advanced storage. That allows from here to be able to put down basically our chest to store extra items or anything else, so we don't have to really wait on things to be moving around. We can just go to the chest or let the chest supply the rest of the lines, which is, I like that. We are moving along fast. We are not producing enough of these. Why are we not producing those? Are they being stored here? Oh no, I'm sorry. They're actually being sent back to here already. That's awesome. See? Whenever they're made here, they're sent back to the research center and used. So I don't have to transfer. That's good. I like that. Good old supply lines going around. Let's see. Everything looks like it's running smooth. And we just finished up our research right there. Alright. So after this one, we can do filter logics or steel or fluid handling. So we do filter logic, that'll complete that tree right there. We go to fluid handling, we'll get power production, which is basically steam engines, which require water and also good old coal to produce power to locations. Now, if you click the power line here, it shows you total demand and how much you're producing. The research center here produces 2400 and we're currently only using 400. Now, since everything's running full steam, we're actually using 1200 watts. That's our cap right there. So we got a little bit of leeway right there. So actually I do want to go ahead and do the research for that water handling. Since we do have a little bit of those, we'll just throw that in and let the rest be handled. And boom, we got a little bit extra storage right there. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we can build storage units, which requires iron plates and logic boards. So we gotta make sure we get enough iron plates here. We got 10 going on right now, so we just have to wait a little bit and just go ahead and collect those. Tech tree's done. Now we need actually these moving parts. I believe that's what's needed to build these pumps. Let's see. Whoa, I don't know what just happened there. Alright, so pumps, actually we can build them right now. And boom. Oops. So valves require copper ingots and logic boards, and pumps require valves and copper wire. So we're going to leave it as that for right now. We're going to have to create another assembly line right here for additional items. So we'll go ahead and set down this right here, connect it like so, and we actually have to assign what we want here. We can set a limit to how much we can store. Primary things to store, I believe, is just the generic stuff. Let's do 20 wires for right now. Okay. Since we do have a little bit on hand, we can just go ahead and dump this stuff right here, like so. Because we really don't need these extra things right now. Alright, our inventory is clear. Our factory's running smooth. Storage is going to storage. Supplies are going to supplies. And we don't really have to worry about much of anything else right now. I mean, we can change this up a little bit to be safe and change these to 30. Because I don't see any harm having extra resources capped out. I encourage people to have extra. Nothing wrong with being a hoarder. So, as I said before, these areas are finite. I don't know if you can see, but the amount of iron in these areas are decreasing. and when that happens, we actually have to explore out, and that's where this map comes into play. I think we have iron here, so our next closest iron resource is straight south or northeast. But I'll go ahead and head to northeast because we got coal here too. While just straight south we have nothing. What is that? There's something on the map right here, but it's not showing up. Okay, since it's not showing up, we got coal here and we got iron here. From looks of it, we also have copper up here. So let's go ahead and check these out. Yep, the copper has been infested. So this is where combat comes into play. We got these things here, the dog looking things. I'm pretty sure we all recognize those things from certain other games. And we got the worms. Come on, come on, one more time. There we go. And goodbye, worm. Simplified combat system, I like it. Alright. Bam, boom, bam. All gone. So the hitboxes are kind of weird on this game. As you can see, I can just swing and pretty much hit them from with a delay of the attack. So just needs a bit of fine tuning on that. Like I said before, there are some things that do need fixed. And then we have also over here giant body of water, which we can just swim in like that. I like that because it gives you a little bit of space to work around, run around. It doesn't stop you from make you have to run around these things. Alright, so we do, like I said, over in this direction we got more copper, more iron, and more coal. So once these run out, we'll just build this way and send the resources back. Obviously it's going to have to be in 3 different tubes because one, the lines can be congested. If they get congested, it prevents parts from coming in. So gotta be careful with that. Alright, let's see. Everything looks like it's almost full. So let's go ahead and grab all those and all these. And we'll go ahead and prepare for our supply lines. For example, I know I'm going to head off in that direction, so we'll go ahead and set off like that. That's one supply line. We're basically making our buses for our parts. Or supplies. So that right there will let me know I'm going to be making stuff going in that direction for additional resources. We'll have our coal, iron, and copper, depending on which one we get to first. Since they are staggered, like I said, the bottom one will be coal, then iron, then copper, and then we can send the supplies back this way. So we're good in that aspect. And we can put somewhere in between, like for example, a little furnace, foundry thing going on, so we can not have to worry about that stuff. Alright. Just need to make sure everything is running smooth. We got a little bit of, probably going to need a little bit more copper here, because this is going to take a lot of copper to pull everything from up here back here. At least that's the future plan. So other than that, we have everything going on smoothly. We can start doing a little bit of research onto this other stuff. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that and see what happens. There we go. We're getting supplies in here. Sadly, it's not getting that much coal. I thought, these things are... Ooh, I think I know what's going on. We're burning through more than we're making. So, we're going to need to add a couple more of these, like so. Alright. All of our crafting's being done. And all of our supplies are being filled. We just had too many of these miners, too many of these furnaces and everything to be able to compensate for extras. Hopefully that'll allow the extra 3 allow us to do more. If not, I'm gonna have to go over here and collect more iron, more coal. Okay. But as you can see, this game does have similarities to Factorio, some with Satisfactory. It is, like I said, in pre-alpha. Is a fun little game. It's out on Steam. And other than that, it looks like I am out of time. So if you enjoyed this and would like to see more like this, go ahead and like and subscribe. Till then, everyone, I'll see y'all next time, and y'all have a good evening. Take care, everyone.